I'd love to maybe start off with kind of why did you feel like you needed help with messaging in the first place?
Because we put some work into it ourselves and never been fully happy with it. And from reading around that I'd done, I always had a lot of respect for like knowing that good messaging was important. And I just felt like we needed that extra bit of a push just to kind of go from where we were to where we want to be. And from what I saw of your LinkedIn posts, it seemed like you had a very good grasp of the space, and we're getting good results yourself for your own business. I think whenever you're in something, you kind of get sort of trapped in that box. If I write an article, I can't proofread it myself because I don't see the mistakes because I wrote them. I think we just needed someone to help us take the outside perspective and someone who had sort of skills in this space to kind of go, have you really thought about why your customers care or why you're doing this, and those great questions.
What was a part of the process that particularly stood out to you?
I think every session it was very refreshing just to sort of chat about things that we're really passionate about and really believe in. We're very good at talking about our products, but not talking about how to help our clients. And I think really kind of showing us that in live examples and saying, look, you're talking too much about yourselves, not enough about what your clients want to see and what they need. And so I think that real focus to go, what are your customers looking for? What's going to resonate with them? How do you make sure that you're talking about them rather than talking about yourselves? Was probably that biggest moment. When we started speaking to clients, we instantly went in with that mindset of how do we help them rather than explaining everything that we do. It just meant that when we were speaking with clients, we got to the good part of the story faster. And if you had like an hour-long meeting, it's only really the last 15 minutes perhaps that you actually start to get that great two-way dialogue. Whereas I felt we put in place together, we're able to get to that great conversation much, much faster. It was much, much more of a two-way conversation, which was more fun. I think produces better results.
So one of the things that we also did with you was actually work on your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn used to be where you just portrayed a digital CV, and now actually what it's doing is kind of acting as your personal landing page for your personal brand. What kind of changes did you start to see once we changed the wording on your LinkedIn profile?
I think we started to get more conversations. So rather than just viewing your profile, you start getting people what you wanted to talk to you, having that more of a conversation. The chats that we were having were much, much more relevant rather than before. And I think it's helped us have more confidence in LinkedIn, in using it more for content, for running LinkedIn advertising. And using it on a content level as kind of a big part of our new strategy. I think it's just a much more refined experience for trying to find business. I think a lot of people try and use LinkedIn try to hammer a nail, right? Try and really push it hard, whereas you need to be that bit more refined in terms of how you use it to get better results. It's that really kind of therapeutic way of trying to be able to tell your story better and be able to sort of be able to better articulate what you know to be true. Most founders have got a great vision and a great understanding of the world, but it's somewhat stuck in their heads. And I think this process can really help them kind of, in a much more articulate way, tell their story and communicate much faster.